Book of the Day Influence, Robert B. Cialdini. The Psychology of Persuasion, essence of the book Influence is one of the most important books on human behavior, persuasion, and decision making. Robert B. Cialdini explores how people are influenced in everyday life, in sales, relationships, negotiations, marketing, social choices, and decisions that may feel completely free. The central idea is, open quote, many human decisions are not made through full analysis, but through mental shortcuts. Close quote. These shortcuts are not necessarily bad. They help the brain save energy. The problem is that they can be used both for ethical communication and for manipulation. The book helps readers understand these mechanisms so they can make better decisions, recognize when they are being influenced, communicate more clearly, understand human behavior, use persuasion ethically and responsibly. The big idea. Cialdini explains that in a world full of information, the brain often uses quick signals to decide. Instead of analyzing everything from zero, the mind unconsciously asks, does someone trustworthy recommend this? Do many people approve of this? Is this rare or limited? Does this person have authority? Have I already committed to something similar? Has this person helped me before? Do I like or identify with this person? These questions become decision triggers. Persuasion happens when a message connects with these triggers. Reciprocity. Reciprocity is one of the strongest principles of influence. When someone gives us something, we often feel an inner tendency to give something back. This can include a gift, help, useful information, attention, kindness, a sample value given before a request. This principle explains why giving value before asking for something can build trust. But reciprocity can also be manipulated when someone gives something small only to create obligation. The ethical version of reciprocity is, open quote, give something genuinely useful before asking for attention, trust, commitment, or purchase. Close quote. Commitment and consistency. People like to act in ways that feel consistent with what they have already said, chosen, or committed to. Once someone makes a small commitment, they are more likely to continue in a direction that feels aligned with it. For example, someone may answer a simple question, accept a small step, express interest, state a preference, agree with a value. After that, they are more likely to take an action that matches that previous commitment. This principle is powerful because human identity is built partly through repeated choices. The ethical version is to help people take small, honest steps, not pressure them into decisions they do not truly want. Social people are uncertain, they look at what others are doing. If many people approve, recommend, use, buy, comment on, or participate in something, we tend to interpret that as a sign of value. Social proof appears through testimonials, reviews, comments, followers, case studies, before and after examples, customer stories, numbers of people impacted. But social proof only works deeply when it feels real. The ethical version is to show true evidence, not manufacture popularity. Liking people are more influenced by those they like, admire, trust, or identify with. Liking can come from similarity, warmth, familiarity, shared values, kindness, beauty, or aesthetics, admiration, a feeling of being understood. This principle shows that connection often comes before persuasion. A person who feels understood is more willing to listen. The ethical version is to create genuine connection, not fake intimacy. Authority. People tend to trust those who demonstrate knowledge, experience, or competence. Authority can come from expertise, results, experience, method, clarity, confidence, consistency, professionalism, mastery of a subject. But authority does not need to be arrogant. The strongest kind of authority communicates competence without making the other person feel small. The ethical version is to demonstrate knowledge responsibly. Scarcity. People tend to value things more when they seem limited. Scarcity can appear as limited spots, limited time, rare opportunity, exclusive access, restricted availability, a closing window. Scarcity works because it activates the fear of missing out. But this is a delicate principle. The manipulative version creates false urgency. The ethical version communicates real limits clearly. For example, open quote, only 3 spots are available this week, close quote. That is different from pressuring people with invented urgency. Unity. In later developments of Cialdini's work, another principle appears, unity. Unity is about the power of we. People are more influenced when they feel they share a group, identity, cause, story, or sense of belonging with someone. It is not only about liking someone, it is the feeling of open quote, this person is one of us, close quote, taught. This principle is powerful in communities, brands, families, movements, and groups with shared identity. The ethical version is to create real belonging, not manipulate tribal instincts. What the book really teaches. Influence teaches that persuasion is not only about making logical arguments. Persuasion involves perception, emotion, context, trust, timing, identity, evidence, relationship, desire, fear of loss, belonging. The book also teaches that it is not enough to know how to persuade. It is equally important to know when you are being persuaded. That awareness creates freedom. When people understand these triggers, they stop reacting automatically and begin choosing more consciously. Core summary: people make decisions through shortcuts. Trust comes before persuasion. Social proof reduces uncertainty. Authority creates safety. Scarcity increases perceived value. Connection opens attention. Ethical persuasion helps people decide more clearly. Manipulation pushes them away from clarity. Curiosity of the day. One of the most interesting aspects of social proof is that it becomes stronger under uncertainty. When people do not know what to do, they look at others, and social proof becomes even more powerful when those others seem similar to them. That is why a generic testimonial can be weaker than a specific testimonial from someone the audience identifies with. For example, open quote, I really liked it. Close quote dot is less powerful than open quote, I was afraid I wouldn't know how to pose, but I felt safe and loved the result. Close quote dot. Specificity creates identification. Quick application. For any idea, product, service, message, or project, ask 1. Reciprocity. What real value can be given before asking for anything? 2. Social proof. What true story shows that this works? 3. Authority. What detail demonstrates competence without arrogance? 4. Liking. How can the message feel more human, clear, and relatable? 5. Scarcity. Is there a real limit that should be communicated honestly? A useful sentence to remember. Open quote, ethical persuasion does not force people. It helps them see value more clearly. Close quote. Closing thought: influence is essential because it reveals the hidden architecture behind human decisions. It shows that persuasion is not about controlling people. It is about understanding how attention, trust, and perceived value are built. The question this book leaves us with is, open quote, is this communication only giving information, or is it helping people truly understand the value being offered? Close quote.